Okay, I have never played the Resident Evil Remake. I am new to the Resident Evil series. You can find my full playthrough of it so far on YouTube. I haven't booted this yet, so I'm going to fix the resolution and make it full screen here in a second. Yeah. I did play Resident Evil 1 for the PlayStation 1 as part of preparing for this franchise playthrough, so I'm excited to see how they reinterpret some of this stuff. Credit Karma does the import as well. That's why I use Tax Act every year for 13 consecutive years. Yes, great save data, please. And I only changed it because this year they decided to gouge me for an extra $50 to $100.
Oh, also, we totally saved, I think it was a net $7,000 difference between filing as married people and filing as
right. You would have had to have paid $5,000 if we weren't married and I wasn't a bum that makes no money.
Yeah, but because I have a dependent.
Effectively.
Yeah. You get a refund. I'm
not clear whether they can actually make the widescreen work. I saw this when I was setting up for stream today, that they didn't actually change the size of the pre-rendered backgrounds. I'll put it in wide. I can always change it to not wide later. New controls. All right. I guess I'll give it a try. Oh, and there's a 180-degree turn. That sounds pretty good. Brightness. Definitely want to bump the brightness a bit just so people with different monitor settings can see. And I think that's everything, right? Audio data upload? Oh, auto data. Okay, that makes more sense. Sure, why not? That's fine. Oh, I don't care enough to do that. Yes, never mind. Alright, Resident Evil Remake, let's do it.
Is this... So when was it remade?
2002.
What was the original?
1996.
Oh, wow.
Subtitles on. How do you like your games? Like climbing a mountain, fulfilling but takes a lot of work. Like going on a hike, good exercise but not too strenuous. Like taking a walk, you can relax and enjoy yourself. This is my answer for a horror game, but I should probably play it on normal. That's the one question I need to answer. Alright, so I played as Jill in the original version of the game, so we're going to play as Chris Redfield this time. It sounds like Jill is easy mode in the 1996 game. I don't know if that's still true in this one.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone, situated in northwest Raccoon City.
Voice acting is much better than the first game.
Helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Found it yet?
No, not yet.
It's nowhere near as good as the 1996 version.
Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred.
The master of unlocking.
There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of...
I know, right, Yukipo? I'm legit worried that Shenmue 3 is going to have good voice acting.
Eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
That's awesome, Chaos.
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict.
The original 96 version of this game is why your sister dressed up as a Jill sandwich for PAX, because they have that line.
Save for the remaining body of Kevin.
You almost became a Jill sandwich.
We continued our search for the other members.
Wesker,
and it
who's...
turned into a nightmare.
This was originally a GameCube exclusive, wasn't it? They had like a deal with Capcom. It's got them Polar Express era eyes. It was pretty faithful to the opening cutscene in the original so far. I'm impressed.
Boo.
Good guess.
Boo.
Delayed boo. There's the boo. The original had live actors for this.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it was just people who lived in Japan who happened to speak English. And like in the end credits for the game, it gave the character's full name and it gave the actor's first name only. It was like Steve was the voice of Chris Redfield. Not dogs. Dogs are the worst in games.
Come on!
Worse than Medusa heads. Polar Express era eyes.
Hey, Brad! Where the hell's he going?
Yeah, Brad.
Chris, this way.
Thanks, Wesk. Wesker's secretly the bad guy. I know that because I played the non-remade version.
Damn it! Make for that mansion!
Wait, so like he invented the serum that turned everyone into zombies? Like,
He's not the bad guy. He's a bad guy.
gotcha.
I don't know if there is a the bad guy.
Right, that's what I was
Enter the
asking.
survival
3
horror.
Stars members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself.
Oh, I kept the slow door opening animation
know
for
where
that's
Barry
pretty
is.
cute.
Is everyone all right?
Because we have Barry
Where's
for
Barry? He's
96 game. He plays Jill.
What was that?
Barry.
I'll go and check it out.
All right. Jill and I will stay and secure this area.
Chris? Take care.
Yeah.
That's so cool that they kept the goofy door opening loading screen. I wonder if it sticks around for the whole game. Hey, no more tank controls. Thank goodness.
Is this the exact same game but better graphics than the one you...
It's a remake, not a remaster.
Uh-huh.
So, basically, yes, it's the same story. Sorry about Andrea's cough. She has the thing that I had a month ago, and I was having to mute every few seconds. Old typewriter. Not gonna save that quickly. Oh man, not having tank controls is wonderful.
The hell is a tank control?
Like, you would turn first, and then you would move forward. So, like, instead of right now, if I press left, he just runs left.
Right.
In the other game, I had to turn him to face left, and then I had to run forward. So if I had an enemy coming up behind me, I had to do this. But it was really slow in order to be able to face them. I will take the emblem. I don't actually remember where most of this stuff was. Examine an item on the status screen. Okay, because that ended up being important later on. Bloodstains on the floor. Hope it didn't come from your friend. Let me figure out what the other buttons are. Right bumper is map. Hey Yahan, how you doing? So I have to hold left trigger to be able to begin attacking. And while I'm in attack mode, it's basically tank controls. Gotcha. Reasonable. And picture of two knights striking each other. The short sword has been thrust into the breast of one knight, while the long sword has pierced the head of the other. That's totally new. That wasn't in the original game.
That was a puzzle.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it yet, though.
Are you sure?
Maybe. It's new. I think it's referring to the painting.
Yeah, exactly.
The camera angles are all pretty close to the 1996 version. I'm glad I played it as well. This cutscene was there, too. In the first game, when he eats that guy, you go and inspect him, and it's like, he's a shadow of his former self. Like, yeah, that's one way to put it. I might actually have to fight the zombie on Chris's playthrough. In Jill's playthrough, I ran away from it, it chased me in here, and then Barry shot it for me. It looks like things are a little different. I'll go check the puzzle and see if I can solve it now. So it says, when the two have run each other through, the path to your destiny will open. And it looks like they've basically done that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that painting will change.
Is there like a statue or something that you have to... There's swords up there.
There probably is a statue.
And you have to, like, mimic.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. I'll go check really quick. I might have to kill that zombie. I don't think it's going to be a freebie. Really impressed at this game. This game is pretty famous for being one of the best remakes of all time when it came out.
Jill? Where did they go?
Hey, it's a gun. I sure will. Thanks, game. How do I get to my inventory, though? There we go. Stars Custom Automatic. Fires Parabellum rounds. Oh, I only have 6 inventory slots? Ugh. Woof. I had 8 in the original game. That's rough. Oh, I can use the right stick to do a quick turnaround, but I don't think it's necessary. Maybe it matters if I'm aiming? No, I can't. No pockets. I guess we'll see what they... It looks like well, at least one of the key items that I found counted against me. Oh, this is a new door. Just not here before. Spooky scary. Don't die.
I'm done.
Okay, very good. Locked from the other side. Doors that only open from one side. What is this, Dark Souls?
Thanks, Mega Man. I'm feeling a lot better today. Still have the cough, though.
Indentation in the shape of an arrowhead. Wow, yeah. So this is definitely a remake, not a remaster. That's all new stuff. Shotgun shells. Might be out of ammo or out of room soon. I haven't found a box to store stuff in yet. Hi, Raker. How you doing? I really like those pre-rendered or fixed camera angles.
Uh-huh.
Like a lot of modern horror games don't do that. This was kind of a necessity of the PS1, but it means that you can have cinematography in your game, right? Like the worst thing they do in these games, especially in like Silent Hill, is have a camera angle where it's like you come through a door and the camera's facing you with the door behind you, and you're like,
oh shit, what did I just walk into?
Yeah, and you have no idea. This game, the graphics have aged really well for it being 17 years old, other than the Polar Express eyes. Painting is dried and cracked. Does not open from this side. See if you're right here. I wonder if it's harder to juke stuff in this game. I hear a thing. Ah! That's that camera angle problem I was talking about.
Okay, so they're slow zombies.
They are.
That's nice.
Get off me! There are fast enemies later on, but start with slow zombies. God, they take forever to kill. It's like all my ammo.
Don't you have a knife?
Yeah, but don't know if knifing him is the best idea. Die before I get it. Seems strictly better than it should be. I shouldn't be knifing guys. First kills are special. You don't always know that they're dead. At least in the PlayStation 1 version, they had a little pool of blood. Oh, it's cool. He holds himself if he's injured. Pretty injured. Screw you, statue.
Why'd you do that?
It's a puzzle. The statue is holding some kind of gemstone. Emblem of a sword is carved into the lock. There's way more doors. You take the dagger. Using defensive items such as daggers will allow you to escape momentarily and grab by an enemy. You'll not be able to escape if the enemy grabs you from behind. To equip a defensive item, go to the status screen and select an item from the defensive item menu. Then select the equip command. Okay, I think I have it set to auto. That's cool though. Oh, interesting, that didn't count against me. Right on. Would have been nice to get that earlier. If I take one more hit, I die, so... I've learned that the zombies take significantly more shots to die now. It may have been because of the difficulty setting that I picked. See if I can find some herbs. I'm probably just gonna die and have to restart, but presumably the game lets you get past some of that stuff.
Alright, I'm leaving.
Yep, bye-bye. Good seeing you.
Have fun. Go cough upstairs.
And no worries. Feel better. Jahan says stay alive.
I'll work on it.
It was not by my hand. Right. Gonna have to deal with the dog hallway soon. I'm not looking forward to. And there's a map on top of this statue. Oh, interesting. That makes more sense than there being a literal ladder. Can I pull it now? Weary picture of the mansion. That's much better. I wonder if most of the little staircases are gone now and they've been replaced by more reasonable bits of furniture. I sure will. Ooh, it marks whether something's 100% or in progress? Oh, I'm a big fan of that. Alright, there was a zombie back here. Did they move it? I will take the dagger, but this is where I learn about the dagger, right? Hey, thank you, Ludifex. Appreciate that. Uh-oh. That's a neat way to do that. There was a zombie here, and now it's going to teach me about the dagger, presumably.
You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Perfect. That's cool. I'm digging it so far, Yukupo. I'm glad that I played the 1996 version first, so that I can appreciate it more. I think I want to save until I get the opportunity to heal, right? We're gonna have a bad time later. Didn't get any key items out of that. I guess I got the map. Probably have to go somewhere where the zombie was earlier. This is new too. Oh, that's good. Fantastic. No, the graphics have aged really well. I've heard people say that this is the best Resident Evil game, this remake. Maybe that's not true now that the RE2 remake's out, but... Alright, well, I may as well save. I can do all of this without taking quite so much damage, but... I can always start over if things get bad. I guess maybe to clarify, people say this is the best, like, traditional Resident Evil. If everything after RE4 is basically, aliens to Resident Evil 1's Alien, this is the best Alien-style Resident Evil. Really like 7. I don't have room for this shit. Ugh. RE7 is kind of a third genre. Kind of like 2D versus 3D Zeldas. Talking about the remakes. The zombies just chilling there. It's fantastic. Corpse of your comrade, Kenneth. He's not a shadow of his former self anymore. A film? I don't want a film. I want bullets. That's what he gave me last time. Okay, film didn't count against my item stash. This is a new door as well. Camera angle. That guy's probably still alive. I sure will. I wish I could drop stuff. I don't think I can drop it without, destroying it is the problem. If I deplete my ammo, I don't have ammo slots anyway. Oh, I don't think I can drop anything, can I? Yikes. Well, I could use a single green herb, or I can try to find a safe room. Large bird cage. There's a dead raven inside. Fantastic. Shit, I should have grabbed that first. Man, I thought 8 items was punishing with Jill. More herbs that I can't use yet. Ah! I like having the mirror there, that's pretty awesome. Nice touch. Well, I've seen enough herbs that I'm probably going to have to consume a singleton one here. I'm guessing that 2 herbs combined heal more than 2 single herbs consumed separately. Got me into caution. Yikes, okay. Let me grab the clip while I'm down here. I have to get used to pressing Y. It's gonna take me a while. Let's equip that guy. Take out the fat zombie that's up here. No blood puddle in this one, to let you know that you definitively killed something. That's a bummer. Creepy camera angles. Hey, it's the arrowhead. We know where you have to take that, we just can't use it yet. You unlocked it. I direly need to find a room where I can deposit shit. Alright, so I got a shortcut that's upstairs. I need to go find an item box. Side, you get that later. If there's anything else I can do that's in here, right? This guy's probably still alive. Maybe not. Inscription on the shield. Death is only the beginning. Oh, great. That looks good. Funny stuff. Oh, well, I need that key eventually, but now's not the time. I don't have any space for it. I really have to find a room with an item box. I'm tempted if I end up having the game over switching to Jill just to have 8 slots. Is this game the most restrictive in terms of item slots of the entire series? Because 6 just seems like really nasty. I might have to go down the dog hallway. Oh, interesting. The corpses stick around now instead of disappearing. Yeah. I have to think about it more. I should probably play on the lowest difficulty for stream purposes. As we saw in Resident Evil PS1, fully half of the playtime for that game was me repeating things I had already done. It's like, I feel like the higher difficulty settings are for players with mastery who have played it and know what's going to happen and where to go. That's a cool camera angle. Alright, I gotta hightail it. It's urgent that I find a box, because I have no space. The benchmark after pain and suffering. They weren't kind enough to throw me a new one in this room, were they? No, I got a typewriter, but that's it. There is a safe room on the opposite side of the mansion with a box in it, if I recall correctly. Why does it require the sword key? Huh. Maybe I can't progress then. There's no way you could soft lock this early based on inventory space. I mean, I guess I could dump pistol ammo and have a slot. I wonder if it's possible to load your inventory with stuff that you can't throw away. Let's see if I can get in the doors on the top really quick. No. Alright, well, I know what I have to do. I just can't do it due to insufficient inventory space. I'm gonna try to go back downstairs. There's one more door that I haven't scoped out that might get me closest to a save room. It'll require me to dump some bullets into a zombie, which will give me some space back. Yeah, it looks incredible. I think having the pre-rendered backgrounds helps with that, right? Oh, nice headshot. He's lucky. He's not getting back up. Oh, I got more pistol ammo, right? Shit. Can't access it from this floor. Son of a bitch. Alright. Well, I can't throw anything out. I guess I shouldn't have picked up the emblem. I could burn 2 ink ribbons, but that seems like it's unnecessary. I'll just go ahead and ask chat this. I don't know if anyone would happen to know, but like, is there an item box that I can access at this point in the game? Because it looks like I need to get the key and use the arrowhead first. You have any idea where it is? Birdcage, guy that could probably still get up. If I could set something on the ground, that would be fine. Then I could progress. I could burn through these key items. Like if I could set the crest on the ground. Let me show on the map. Just typewriter. Oh, they mark doors you've tried now. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, the mirrors are nice because then when the zombie starts coming at you, you can see it around the corner. I thought that was a nice touch. Even just having a player indicator is a huge improvement from 96 game. Alright, well, I'll spin my wheels for another few minutes, and if I can't find an item box, I'm just gonna reload and play as Jill. Because, like, 6 slots is You can't carry any more items. I know. I'm trying. I think it's just for this puzzle, right? It keeps me from exiting through here. I guess since I've already done Jill's story, I'll see what they changed in the remake. Death is the true essence of bliss. Six slots was original for Chris as well, if I recall correctly. People mentioned that. Because I was saying, man, it's really hard to manage 8 slots for Jill. And like, oh, it could be worse. I'm like, no way. Yeah, I don't think there's an item box that's accessible. Let's see. I picked the medium difficulty that I like hiking. I might drop it if we restart here. I can't even play right now because I haven't found an item box. I can't pick up any of the keys that I need. This isn't a remake problem. I think the remake is gorgeous and incredible and appears to be better in virtually every way. This is a playing as Chris problem. Is there one in the lobby? Let me go check. That's what I've been struggling over. I really like those candles. They've got to just be like actual video taken of candles, right? Yeah, I feel like it would be marked on the map, right? Because it marks typewriters. I guess there's a door that I haven't checked to the right. Scope that in a second. Is this another cool cutscene of a dog coming at you? It lets a dog in? That's mean. Why would you do that, game? At least now I've got auto aim. Northeast-ish area of the first floor. Rude. Dogs are the worst. Well, I'll probably die and restart, so it's fine. Maybe it's through that hall? There's a zombie in there that I didn't kill. I don't think I can get to the dog hallway. It's locked. There's one of these doors up here, right? I mean, that kind of makes it look like there's another door that's through here, but there's a zombie in here I have to kill. Yeah, right, yeah, hun. I love normal dogs. Enemy dogs in video games are the worst. If there was a non-dog lethal pet the dog playthrough, I would be on board with that. Now the map seems to suggest there's a door behind that picture. Okay, so I think killing that zombie was pointless, so well. Oh, am I supposed to do that in this one? It's not necessary to use this now. You gotta burn all the paintings, right? Alright, yeah, because this door is locked, so that would get me to the northeast corner. Burn all my save items. It's fair. Alright, I don't think I can progress right now, so we're gonna play as Jill. It'll be nice because we've already seen the Jill playthrough, so we can see what actually is different. I'll try to skip the initial cutscenes because they appear to be pretty identical. And let's go for a walk. I don't have any herbs. Everything in my inventory was key items except for ink ribbons. I could burn 2 ink ribbons to get a point of space. I guess I could deplete all of my ammo. I'll enter the survival horror. This is one of the advantages of this genre, since it's more of a mastery thing. Once you know what you're doing. But this is new, I'll let this play out. It's Barry's here. You didn't get et.
A dining room.
I actually shouldn't pick that up because there's a save point right there. So I'll let it sit. No reason for me to carry it.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
Blood.
Just taste it.
Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
Now Chris is running around in circles looking for a box to store his shit. You can't set something on a table for a few minutes. I don't need to grab that either yet. Maybe that's part of it, is like once you master Resident Evil, you know when to pick stuff up and when not to. Yeah, we saw that last time. You go ahead, I'll sit here and stare at blood
Barry!
forever.
What is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of it.
Can I have your gun, Barry? Oh wow. Yeah, I actually don't mind playing it as Jill again, because we can see exactly what they changed
I
now.
found Kenneth.
That's pretty different.
Killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
Yeah, about that.
Wesker! Jill, help me look for him. Let's not leave this hall.
Good idea.
Are there any other Resident Evil games that are as inventory restrictive as Chris in Resident Evil 1? I love all the new areas they added, that's really cool.
Barry.
Any luck, Jill?
No, nothing. What's going on around here? I can't figure it out.
Same here.
Chris and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay, then I'll try
Thanks,
to go on
Barry,
the other
that's
side.
helpful.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot.
I love the new
It's a
map.
lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
Not gonna call me the master of unlocking?
Thanks. I may need it.
Listen,
Yeah, I'll check out
Something happens.
this one room. You check everything else.
got it?
Okay.
Both characters have 8 and RA2. My issue is 6. This is just a game design thing that, like, the only way to process it is to know which items you're supposed to pick up. Or I guess, you know, to get access to a safe box early in the game and not pick things up in error up until then. Just blow through ammo or blow through ink ribbons, you know. It's probably fine as like a challenge thing if you're like a master of Resident Evil and you know where all the things are, and I know, oh, I don't have to pick up that crest right now. Like, I happen to know that just from the PS1 playthrough, but they've already added some extra puzzles like the arrowhead in the graveyard. Yeah, if you could set things down, that would be fine. That would also work. Because setting something on the ground isn't the same as putting it in an ender chest storage thing that you can access from anywhere, right? Master of Resident Eviling. REO. Which one's that? I will take the dagger. Oh, Resident Evil 0. Gotcha. I do like this change, because in the original there wasn't anything special at the end of this hallway, but there was a zombie on the floor, so having a forced cutscene zombie encounter that teaches you how to use the dagger is pretty great. Music might tell now? Possibly. We are playing Resident Evil 0. I think we're playing it later on in the series. I wrote down the chronology from discussing it with Matt earlier. I guess that's part of it too. It's like, Chris doesn't have the lockpick, right? So the lockpick probably gets you to an item box faster. It's probably just an issue for the first 30 minutes or so of the game until you... Because I think once you have access to one safe box, you can always get back to it for the rest of the game. I'm surprised, given that they moved the typewriter, they didn't put a box in this room over here, you know? Let's see if Kenneth, who's a shadow of his former self, has a clip in his hand. It's the video player, or the film rather. Oh, you're another more different zombie. Hello. It's cool with the lightning. Shit. There's not always music to tell you if you're in danger. God, the graphics in this are really good. If you told me this came out, other than their eyes, that's the only thing that kind of dates it. This is a GameCube game. Incredibly impressive. Alright, well, I didn't need to kill that zombie, but oh well. Barry's like, I'm gonna go hang out in the dining room, and he's totally not there. Right? That mean camera angle. The shadows in this are awesome too. I will take the handgun magazine. Does she have a different kind of gun? No, I think it's the same. Yeah, right. Because you have pre-rendered backgrounds, you can do a lot with lighting. Exactly. I'm guessing that the shadows aren't real. Does that make sense? Well, I mean, for the character, they obviously have to be real. But I'm guessing that that light, that shadow is just animated directly. It's not actually bouncing off anything. That zombie. Oh, if you can see him in the mirror reflection right there, that's awesome. What a cool use. I feel like this game is kind of showing off the tech. It's fun when games do that. Because they were 3D in the PS1 game, right? They still could have rendered it first, not having to spend any time or effort on rendering. Is that showing me the item that's in this next room? It is. Now I need to use this. We'll go ahead and take it. Examine an item. Because that apparently is relevant sometimes. Arrowhead is made from peridot. Poor man's emerald. Oh, I see what you're saying. Right. I guess if it's pre-rendered, then how are they doing the shadows on the walls? Maybe through some crazy shenanigan. This is the shortcut to the second floor, I think. I'm going to try to not kill the zombie up here if I can get away with it. Controls in this game are super tight and fluid, too. Like, it not being tank controls helps with that. I know that was something that I was really impressed by in the GameCube way back in the day. It was one of the first systems where most of its games were routinely in 60 frames per second. And you could tell. Yeah, it's on PC. I'm playing it on PC right now. Okay, we don't have to pick that up for a minute. PS4. Nice. Yeah, the Resident Evil 1 for the PlayStation 1, Matt, once we beat it, the play clock was half of the time I actually spent on it, according to the live split timer, which meant that about half the time was spent redoing stuff I'd already done. We'll play more aggressive difficulty modes in games where the difficulty is interesting. It sounds like starting around Resident Evil 4, that's true. And maybe in the RE2 remake? 4. Yeah. I hate it, I know. I'm not happy about it either. I'll use the arrowhead. In fact, we've mirrored the start of the original playthrough pretty closely here, right? Other than starting with Chris, where I wasted resources for about 40 minutes and then decided to start over. The HD mod for 4, the PC version. Yeah. My thing is that the 6 inventory slots with Chris just makes you make more trips to a box once you find one. And, like, I assume... Because the original 1996 Resident Evil didn't have difficulty settings, right? There was just one mode. So I assume the main thing it calibrates is inventory management. And it's around 4 that key items stop taking up space, that your briefcase is just stuff that you need to use. Like herbs and bullets and guns and that sort of thing. Oh, we're done. We actually did one hour session of Resident Evil 4 a long time ago. For Washu subblock. But I think we'll start it from scratch when we get to it. Yeah, isn't it like a Tetris inventory, like Diablo? I thought that was a cool idea. Pull where the eyes should be. Okay, so it's eyes, nose, and mouth, nose, mouth. It's all in Cyrillic. Dude, the lighting in this game is incredible. I can't believe this game is 17 years old. What's another game? Can somebody list a couple games that came out in 2002? It wasn't quite a contemporary with Final Fantasy X, but it was a technological contemporary. It's gonna end badly, isn't it? Will you take the Book of Curses? Metroid Prime, Kingdom Hearts sounds right. I'm gonna go back and I'll save once since we're a ways in on Jill's playthrough. Dark Cloud 2. Metroid Prime is aged pretty well, I think. It's quite a bit more stylized than this one. I'll wait to pick up the shotgun shells until I have a shotgun. And maybe that's the lesson I should be learning, is don't pick shit up until you know what to use it for. Maybe it's less about having played the game before and more having a suspicion of where you might use a thing. This game came out, Capcom used it to make the engine, and then they used it to do Resident Evil 0. And 0 is quite good. I've heard really good things about this game, and so far they appears to be standing up to that reputation. Before playing this, my all-time greatest remake of all time is probably Metroid Zero Mission. Oh my god. Man. I get 6 ink ribbons. Like, if you're gonna do a difficulty setting, I already don't like difficulty settings, but if you're gonna do one, I'd rather have a discrete, give me infinite saves, but make the combat hard, right? It's like, my reason for dropping it is for time-saving purposes, but 6 ink ribbons is absurd. I think by default on the Chris playthrough it gave you 3. Maybe that's because I set it to normal originally. Maybe it drops down to fewer than that if you go up to hard. You get more stuff, you take less damage. Man. I'm not going to switch it back to normal, because that basically just represents time saving, but... One of the games when you do easy, it preloads the ender chest. Oh, wow. Well, those of you who are Resident Evil savvy, this isn't end badly. Seems like a good idea. I didn't die instantly. Nice. I like how they made that seem so distressing. Book of Curses. There's a key in the back. That's cool. Four masks. A mask that speaks no evil, smells no evil, sees no evil, cannot speak, smell, or see. When all 4 fall into place, evil will awaken. Great. Yeah. Let me think if I can phrase it right. Maybe I can get some of the Resident Evil savvy folks to get together and have a powwow about which difficulty I should play each game on, but my thought is I don't want to lose a significant amount of playtime due to just basically developing my own mental walkthrough of the game, if that makes sense. If the reason I'm losing time is because I'm not following a walkthrough, that's when I'm not interested. So the Chris playthrough was the was emblematic of that. I don't know which items to pick up yet, so I pick up everything, and now I'm stuck. Right? But if the difficulty is, oh, if you die because you failed at tricky combat, then you'll lose some time. I'm fine with that. That happens. That's happening in, Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice right now. Yeah, I usually try to pick normal for sure. Oh no, is PAX East starting now? When are you guys going? This weekend? Just scope it out. I should offer to do my, apply to do my panel at more conventions. I might try to submit it to TwitchCon. Oh, cool. I'll look at the schedule and let you know. Can you tell me who's doing the concerts? This is new. Oh, the thing's gone and now there's a bunch of birds. That's interesting and different. I like it. Very creepy. There's a corpse and now there's not a corpse. I wonder what governs that. Ooh, definitely see Bit Brigade. I'm guessing the Proto-Men aren't there. They haven't toured in a while. Alright, there's another door up here with that shield puzzle. Here. Nice. Bit Brigade's great. I think if you ever have an opportunity to see them, you totally should. It's a concert experience unlike any other. Speedrunner is the front man. Find peace in death. Oh, I didn't think that those walls would close in. Oh shit. It's not necessary to use this now. So that works differently than I thought it would. Interesting. Can't run straight forward. I don't think there's a way out. Because that statue blocks me from hiding, right? Should use my new key. This is the sword key. Wow, that's it? There's not multiple knights? Usually at least two. Wow, that's wild. I'll have to hit you up later, Matt, but Hey Pax and I were talking about doing a different PAX, like skipping PAX West this year and either doing South or East. I don't know what you and Lisa's like ability to sleep on the floor or on a couch type situation is, how many people you could potentially host. But we might want to do East next year. Alright, I'll go use the sword key. Let me check all the doors in here really quick to make sure none of them are sword doors. Does not open from this side. I really like that they move stuff around like that. Like you had to go to that new area underground to get... I don't even remember where you got the sword key in the original game. Should still be a zombie in here, right? This was a shortcut earlier. Is... There we go. You use the sword key. Oh, you might be interested in coming to south with us? Yeah. West is ridiculous right now. It's too much. Too expensive to go there. Too expensive to stay there. Too full of people. East is at capacity too. I don't think south even sells out, so maybe that's the way to do it. Alright, more shortcuts. That's always nice. Jill has less health than Chris. That would make sense. I got grabbed like 5 times with Chris before I got into red health. Whereas like 3 or 4 grabs are enough to kill Jill. This is just an outdoor shortcut, I guess. She's the master of unlocking. They added a lot of new lore text too, it's pretty cool. That seems consistent. My own experience. Oh, there's a zombie here somewhere. Oh, I remember this hallway. I like they changed the camera angle, but it's still recognizable. I hear a couple zombies. Love this game is still freaky with the zombies being so slow. Okay, politely stayed on the ground. Alright. I feel like if they remade this game today, it wouldn't be much better, you know? Alright, that was a shortcut. Good to know. God, I love that you have completed this area indicator. I think this is a safe room down here finally, if I recall correctly. Looks like this one's been dead for several hours. Get some of that save room music. Craigasm. Alright, now I can start picking up everything in the game indiscriminately. Running it back here. What kinds of serum, right? Special instructions for the disposal of dead bodies. We have new information regarding those beings. Appear to be dead, but in fact they were able to come back to life. There are ways to prevent them becoming active again. Incineration, destruction of the head. Maybe this is new to the Resident Evil lore after the first game. Those of you who still have the will to live, oil has been placed on the first floor of the mansion. Take as much as you need. There's a lot of stuff that's new in the... like I said, I'm glad we're playing this. This isn't just like, you know, the Wind Waker remaster. It's basically the same game. This is like a completely new game. It's got some little things in common. Smells faintly unpleasant. You only played the remake? Yeah. Now, this was precisely the experience I was hoping for. Battery pack. Okay. Broken shotgun. You effectively have unlimited saves on easy. So that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to play on normal in terms of combat difficulty, and maybe damage I deal and damage I receive, but turn the saving restriction off. Broken shotgun's right twice a day. Well, now I can test my theory of what to use the broken shotgun for, because I got it after getting the regular shotgun in the first game. They stack directly now, that's nice. Prevents the Jill sandwich situation, possibly. Oh, you know, I'm like, I've got so many saves. I haven't actually saved. They really ingrained that fear of saving into me in Resident Evil 1. May as well. I'm guessing there's no stack splitting in this game. Should probably still keep separate files. Start doing that after this. The reason I'd want to split the stack is because of the jank with the ink ribbons, where if you have a stack of ink ribbons and you save the game with the stack in your inventory, then when you go to load your game, when you come back to it later, you still have a partial stack of ink ribbons that you don't want, and you have to remember to go back and deposit it. Yeah, that's my one reason for wanting it. Let's see. Hey, look at those convenient green indicators. How nice. Finally be a vegan option for the Jill sandwich. That voice acting in the first game was, like, I've only really seen its parallel in Shenmue. We know that Capcom enjoys embracing their bad past, like with the bad box art. Mega Man, I'd love to see them do a custom voice pack. Oh, there's still technically something out on the balcony. Keep them separated. Oh, I can't pick up herbs if I'm at full health? That's an interesting twist. I know this is a mild spoiler. I think I asked this for Resident Evil 1, the 1996 version. But do I ever have to use my weapon in order to solve a puzzle? Like, something on the order of shooting a stained glass window? It seemed like that was almost not true in the 96 game, except for there was a web that you had to attack with a knife that you got in the same room. Not sure. Okay, no worries. That must be why it's not showing as 100% completed. That's fair. She locks at some point, but probably not this game. Okay, thank you. I see the courtyard. Oh, I don't have a map for the courtyard. Also, I think all the lock stuff out there was locked from one side. To make it obvious in the later games. Okay, thanks for confirming. It's one of those, like, understanding the core mechanics things. That you'd figure out from multiple failed attempts to, like, shoot windows and the like. I guess needing to knife the web in the 96 game made sense because there was a knife in the room right next to it. Picture's been removed. Creepy. You take the wooden mount. Yeah, okay. That's a new item. So I played the first game recently enough that I should be able to recognize everything that's new. Dog whistle. You know what's great? Summoning dogs. This told me to hide something where no one could find it. I could feel protected by a dangerous animal like the vicious canine that lives here, no one would be able to get near it. Noise zombie dogs? That'd be nice. I have to use it to summon a dog boss, dog mini boss. We'll take the lighter. You know, I didn't think about this while I was playing the 96 game, but I feel like the room shapes are iconic. Like, there aren't terribly many rooms that have an exactly identical room shape. Maybe the fixed camera angles contributes to that, but even like that weird staircase room. Oh god, there's another. Oh, can you follow me down the stairs in this one? That would be funny. Nope, he got stuck. What a dummy. Oh no, he can. Okay. That's funny. Staircase was a zone transition before. Eccentric and creative person. No, I think that's cool from a gaming perspective, especially in the first game that didn't have as helpful of a map. So it was a lot harder to tell if you'd been in an area or not. So by making all the rooms have a really unique shape to them. And it's not even just like the decoration in the rooms, it's this one shaped like an L, and this one shaped like a donut. I think you call him dummy. No, right? He looked like he was stuck for a second. The warm light makes you relax. Having not played the rest of the series, I was commenting earlier that it's interesting how, like, the secret passages thing makes sense for this game because it's in, like, this weird research mansion. But all the other games are just, like, in, you know, the police station. It makes significantly less sense that you have to burn a painting to get to the break room. Alright, guess I'll hold on to both of these for now. I can always come back to this room later. It's a save point in Resident Evil 2 that you always get back to. This image is implanted in your brain because of the unique rooms. That's cool. God, that is a comical number of ink ribbons. So I'm not going to complain about that part. Normal police procedure. Bureaucracy. Didn't Franz Kafka write a story about having to burn a painting to get to the water cooler? I spent almost the entire 96 game using that save point as a home base. It was one I could depend on returning to. Okay, so that, like, the growing herbs that were on the balcony actually regrow. There's not a finite amount of healing in this one. It ended up not being a problem in 96 because I hoarded a ton of it and was really careful. Challenge myself to use all the ink ribbons. Oh, believe me, if I can save after every trivial victory, I totally will. My fingers were itching in the 96 game due to my inability to save when I really wanted to. I think this is just going to go out to the hallway, right? The doorknob looks like it's ready to fall apart. Why would it say that? Get stuck on the other side or something? That was a creepy camera angle shift. I really like that they kept the loading doors. Oh, does this go to the dog hallway? It might. I already got my dog surprised by opening the front door instead of getting a funny cutscene. Oh, here we go. We're almost a Jill sandwich. Should go test if my theory of the broken shotgun works. I guess we've already seen the bad voice acting in the first game. So if I'm denying myself the Barry cutscene, it's interesting they didn't keep Master of Unlocking. Like, whenever localizers redo Final Fantasy IV, they always keep Spoony Bard. It's like such a ridiculous thing to say. The regrowing herbs only last a couple of uses. I see. That makes sense. Why would they do that? You gotta celebrate some of your worst. Like, you can deliver it better, right? Celebrate some of your worst writing. It's famous for a reason. Tomato talks about a couple of those like localization errors that are so famous that they've made it through every relocalization. Almost a chill panini. You read a book that used Spoonie as a real insult? Really? I will take the shotgun. It does work. Now, I guess since I'm not doing the Chris playthrough, I can start asking questions about the Chris playthrough. In the Chris playthrough, do you have to do that to get the shotgun? Because Barry doesn't exist to rescue you? I see. Yeah, because I got it after getting away with the shotgun before. It's cool, though. The wooden mount was not in the original game, no. It's new. The daggers are new, the mount was new, the graveyard area outside is new. There's an area underneath the main stair in the lobby that's new. Opening the door and having a dog attack you is new. And other similar things. could also opt to be crushed. Freedom of choice. Look at that. These forward-thinking video games. I'm not going to carry this stuff. Come back and get it later. I wonder if there is a definitive inventory limit game where dealing with the inventory limit... Oh, shit. That's interesting. The doorknob just broke? I didn't think that was going to be possible. It did warn me the 2 times I went through there. Huh. Alright, well... I thought that was a one-way path. Maybe there's another door that goes there that I forgot about. Very surprising. Bunch of herbs. Well, there's a fireplace. Wow, this room is a lot higher quality than the 96 one. Where there was just like a weird, like completely white, unshaded square above the fireplace. Having the kerosene is new as well. I'm actually curious what the... I don't know if it's just to make you spend multiple inventory slots. Oh, it's probably because Chris has a guaranteed lighter, and doesn't, like, him using the lighter doesn't count against him for inventory purposes, so we have to make it count against him in some way. I wonder if there are any impossible spaces in the mansion, if like you ever go into a room and it wouldn't make sense based on the size of the exterior. It doesn't look like it from the in-game map, but oh, I didn't have to use any kerosene. Maybe not. Use that for something else later on. Oh, that's cool. Lines carved grow red and glow red in the intense heat. So I need to get like a rubbing for it. Since I was going back to the room, I should have brought those herbs with me. Oh. With a helmet. So I could try using the wooden mount or something. Oh shit, I'll grab the herbs and bring them with me. I got sidetracked a second ago. What I was going to say is I wonder if anyone has made a game where inventory limits aren't just like a degenerate time waster. Like a game that really encourages you to burn your resources so frequently that you're not leaving something behind. Maybe the way you do it is that you destroy a resource if you choose not to take it, because that's what the problem is. If you choose not to pick something up, it's just there for the whole game. Yeah, I think Breath of the Wild did encumbrance and items really well, because you broke stuff so quickly, you were always swapping through things. That actually had the opposite problem, where the endgame, like, stuff wasn't breaking fast enough. Resident Evil 0 has an interesting approach. Yeah, I think I would be fine with this game if I could put stuff on the floor and it stayed there forever. If it made me remember, okay, I dropped some ammo in this room, or I dropped some herbs here. Because it doesn't, like, rule out the need for the ender chest. Like, the ender chest still has its value that you can retrieve the item from anywhere in the mansion. It is on the list, yeah. I don't remember what order we're playing it in. Oh, you can check your map in RE0 to see where you left your items? Wow, that's remarkably forgiving. Hey, that did work. That's cool. In 96, you just lit the fire. That's pretty awesome. I'm a fan of that. You lit the fire and then there was just a paper map above it. Character was diligent at taking notes. That's fair. Okay, so there's no ender chest in 0, but instead you leave items on the ground and they're there forever. That's reasonable. You don't necessarily need to have both. I wonder how I'm going to deal with that busted, Oh, that's good. I wonder if I can still go through it on the other side, though. I'm going to get past the door at the bottom that the knob broke off on. Yeah, I know, right? Write shit down. I guess the only issue is the ender chest is a solution to the problem in that, if I stored a crank in the very first save room and then I get all the way to the courtyard area on the other side of the map and I need to retrieve it and there's a chest there, I can get it out. And sometimes this game at least is designed assuming that you did that. You stored something in another chest and you're retrieving it from a second chest. The alternative of dropping it on the floor and then having to trek halfway across the map is pretty frustrating. Herbs don't stack, right? I did think so. We're gonna take up Paranormal Echo's challenge to save as much as possible, to try to burn through all the ink ribbons. I don't think it's possible. I think if I save every time I see an ink ribbon, I'll still have some left over with the volume they're giving us. But I'll try. I think I shared the game order I have. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Somewhere in announcements. I asked for people with Resident Evil. We're doing RE1, RE Remake, RE2, RE2 Remake, RE3, Code Veronica, then 0, before Resident Evil 4. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe that's the release order. I think we're more or less playing in release order outside of these remakes. Then Umbrella or Darkside Chronicles, Resident Evil 5, possibly co-op if we can find somebody to do it. Resident Evil 5 DLC, Resident Evil Revelations, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil Revelations 2, and then RE7, possibly VR if we have it by time. It's release order, okay. And we've done timeline order for Zelda and Castlevania, and it was pretty fun, but it seems like release order is pretty necessary for Resident Evil. It's like I would never recommend reading in timeline order if you were gonna read Chronicles of Narnia for the first time. Wait, there's an item in this back corner? Let me get that first. Yeah, so this room is shaped like a letter C. So even though the camera angles are totally different, I know exactly what room it is. Going back to RE2 after the remake. Oh, here we go, botany. Seems pretty true to the first game. Hey, now it's green. Yep. Any game that has been featured on Franchise Focus, if a new entry comes out, we're going to play it basically immediately. Which is what we're doing right now with Sekiro, and what we will do with the Link's Awakening remake. God forbid we ever get any new Castlevania games. I feel like that's never going to happen. It makes me so sad. Alright, well, I got a bunch of new stuff, so I can keep looking around. I don't think I can get into the dog hallway yet. I'd like to go see if I can get that second key. Let's use the dog whistle. Yeah, I guess Bloodstained counts. I really liked the NES Bloodstained game that they put out. It was cool. I think this goes outside? Thank God for the map. I don't think Cadence of Hyrule should count in the same way Hyrule Warriors didn't, but I am, like, exponentially more excited about Necrodancer Zelda than I am about Dynasty Warriors Zelda, so I don't know. I might play it of my own recognizance independent of it having been a franchise focus. That's such a bizarre announcement, but I'm very happy. Necrodancer is an outstanding game. Well, doggos, man. Oh, multiple doggos. Shit. Worst enemies. Well, shit, what's the point of the collar? This is a new item, too. There's a switch. I will press it. Oh, cool. So they really make you inspect the items early in this game? Huh. Oh, it's got a little armor thing on it. Oh, I think I understand. Clever. I think we're going to use that to be able to get the key out of the room with the Armor Knights. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really interested in hearing how that got greenlit as well. Oh, I see. They heal. It's a healing node instead of it taking up inventory space. Gotcha. I may as well. Talk is very happy to see me. So I had a complaint in Resident Evil 96 where the only time that you need to rotate an item when inspecting it... Yes, I will discard the dog whistle. Thank you, game. How did you know? The only time that I had to inspect an object was like a book at the very end of the game. It was like the third to last item that you needed to get in the entire game. But this game forces you to understand the mechanic. One of the first items you pick up is the bow and arrow, right? You need to get the arrowhead off of it. And I think that's the way you do it. Like the traditional Metroidvania approach is to force you to understand a mechanic before you're allowed to progress, if you're going to be expected to use it later in the game. Alright, I might pop by the save room real quick. I'm also surprised that Cadence of Hyrule features Cadence from Crypt of the Necrodancer as a guest character. It's one of those interested in the backstory situations. They make you inspect the objects you pick up a lot more in this one. Hell yeah. Hey, thanks for the host, Death Johnson. How's Aria's Sorrow? I had played Dawn of Sorrow before stream, but we played Aria blind, and I thought it was really good. I guess there's not really a bad Metroidvania Castlevania game, is there? Maybe a couple of the 3D ones are okay, rather than outstanding. I know, right? It's comforting, but also in a minor key, so it's a little unsettling at the same time. Me IRL. I'm impressed that that's all one room. There was a loading screen on the staircase in 96. Yeah. Time Scar. I love that song. Yeah, which one's less than great? It can be hard to tell when examining matters. Yeah, I can hear that. I guess I appreciate that you know that rotating the item even matters in the first place. Or it doesn't matter until, 95% of the way through the game in 96. Oh. What got you into speedrunning it? Like, what's the speedrun like? Alright, so I don't think there's anything we need to do outside yet. I do want to go find the room with the coin. I don't remember where it was, though. I don't think it was first floor. Stylish zips. It's not this way. It's a new room, but I got there even when I was playing as Chris. I have to remember how I reached it. Maybe it was on the first floor. Let me check. So what's, in this case, zip is a way to scroll through screens that you're not supposed to be able to scroll through? I see. Don't need to get that gem yet. Or this crest. Normally you're fighting it without sufficient resources. Or you're fighting it underleveled in the speedrun. Oh, I didn't know there was something down here. Zips are clipping through walls in other areas you shouldn't be in yet. Oof. I'm not a fan of the music in here. The sound effects. Oh shit! They let me go to the kitchen this early? Wow, we didn't get here until the very end of the game. Right on. And it's like a gross kitchen now instead of a completely pristine one. The dagger concept is a cool idea. Does that exist in any other game, or is that unique to this remake? Dishes are crawling with maggots. Fantastic. Thought I'd check, Power's not turned on. Daggers do not take up inventory space, and they allow you to immediately counter a grab when a zombie grabs you without it damaging you. So it's like a set of extra armor points above your hit point maximum. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I skipped this cutscene by accident in 96. Nice. I think I actually like the decision to make headshots RNG with the pistol. They are RNG, right? It was just the shotgun that had a scripted way to do it if you pointed it up at them. At least it seems like the amount of damage your bullets do is somewhat randomized. It doesn't appear to be fixed. Maybe it was this way, past the shadow of his former self. Wonder if we play as Kenneth or see Kenneth in one of the prequels. Don't answer that, I'm just curious. What the hell is that? Oh right, it's the crows. God, that's creepy. Stop yelling like that, you crows are freaking me out. This seems right. Oh, I didn't know there was a shortcut here. Okay, well. I think that door had a weird numpad lock on it in 96. You didn't get the code for it until the end of the game. It's like Barry gives you the code and you're like, hey, sweet, progression. And then it like, it's just a shortcut in an area you're probably already done with. Puzzling. Okay, what's somewhere back through here? Oh shit, that guy's alive now? Whoa, 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 he's fast? That's not okay. 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 Seeing red. No! The best edition.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
He's got a pool now.
No, thanks, I'm good.
I forgot that better TTV thing was there. Not necessary to use this now. Let's see if this works. Wait, really? I really thought that was the solution. I think they're the same top. I can see if there's an indentation in this room somewhere. Death is everything. Right, so we examine this guy. Oh, son of a... Imitation of key. Okay. That's what you were talking about, Laughing Viewer. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether you're examining it right. Imitation of key. That makes sense. That's reasonable. You have to kill a dog to get a fake key so you can go to the bathroom. Totally makes sense. So this is the armor key, right? Should open a bunch of new doors. Helmet. I like that they added a lot of like disrepair detail. It's very Silent Hill of them. Cobwebs and rotten food in the kitchen. Oh my god, he's still alive? No. That's not okay. I'm not happy about that. I think I asked that question in 96. I was like, so if I kill a zombie, is it permanently dead? And chat got cleared, and then somebody said, yeah, it is. Oof. He's got crazy claws now. Oh god. I am not at all okay with that, just for the record. Great. 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 There are spiders in here in the first game. On the ceiling. Okay, I gotta make it back to a save room. Come back here after I get a chance to save and deposit some shit. Oh, now its body's gone. Fantastic. That's actually bad now. I was like, oh, okay, it'll keep track of the corpses for me. I don't know, I guess they add something to the game. Okay, I've got the armor key now. I can try to head back in the direction of the box that I remember. There was a locked door through here that goes to the dog hallway. Not very. I couldn't get to a room, a save room with a box in it because of the inventory limit. Oh. 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 That's not cool. That's not cool. Alright, throw out a key. The number of zombies that are red zombies is too damn high. You ready? Here we go. Oh, that's wonderful because they delay. I think you come here immediately in 96 and the dogs attack you right away. So that's just fucking with somebody that played the first game. That's really wonderful. I dig it. Yeah, the fact that this game has little digs at people who played the first one. It wasn't lockpickable before. I forget what it was. I think it went outside, some dogs and some herbs. This is a bathroom, if I recall correctly. Which is conspicuously empty. Maybe it had a clip in it or something. That's a cool camera angle. It's full of dirty water. There's a different bathroom that we drained the dirty water from before. Oof. That's new. Stomp him on the head. Don't let him grab you. Good job, Jill. Doesn't look like it's been serviced in a while. I just threw up in it. Well, that's nice. They actually did something with this room. Looks like they had a plan for it before. That's a cool camera angle, too. Yeah, I feel like the camera angles were already pretty neat in the original game, but I feel like they redid about half of them, and the changes are almost all for the better. It might just be that they're trying to show off the really awesome lighting. All I wanted was a towel. The Hitchhiker's Guide zombie. Oh. Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, now I can get to the other side of this door. Shit, I shouldn't have gone straight through there. I do need to get back to the save room and deposit stuff. Don't like that sound. There's a note on the wall, possibly from Barry. Wow, yeah. He left that shit for me much earlier. May have been like after the snake fight that he did that. So I have to go through the dog hallway now if I want to go back through the broken doorknob. Incendiary shells. I like that they kept a lot of the art very similar too. Let's go ahead and use that. Left you some bullets in the room on the right. Feel free to use them if you manage to get yourself in trouble. Thanks, Barry. Oh god, they're so fast! Oh, that freaks me out. Why would they do that? And then they respawn? Why would they do that? Because they're big meanies. They're big old meanies is what they are. Oh, although you can hear them running right away. Like, wasn't the fact that there were hunters enough? Wasn't that enough? You know, I was a little bit worried when Matt, who is my brother-in-law, won the raffle for Franchise Focus. There were a couple people who I wanted to win. Like, somebody wanted to put on The Witcher, and I was pretty pumped about that. But Matt won, and I'm like, oh man, people are going to cry nepotism. He put this fucking series on here, and now I don't want to play anymore. It's fine, we'll play it. Good games. Let's beat every awesome game, not just every awesome game that, like, I'm totally stoked about and not afraid of. So I don't know what crimson breeding means, and I don't think I want to know, but if you want to discuss what that means with chat, if you type !hide before your message, then people in chat will be able to see it, but I will not be able to see it. It's gonna be entertaining here. Oof. That's an angle. Yeah, okay. Probably just start leaving those behind. Without confirming or denying my speculation here, I'm just saying this out loud, so don't tell me if I'm right, but I wonder if that means that you can just let red zombies stay alive when they're slow and then not have to worry about them perma-respawning with claws. First aid box. Oh, that's neat. To open the box to get the spray out. I don't know, Brewski. You should ask and hide, because I don't want to know the answer yet. Deposit all this junk. I must have stacked some earlier by mistake. Whoops. Trying to not stack them to get them down to singletons. I'm just gonna stack them, it's fine. Could probably go pick up the shotgun shells that I left behind later. Half the kerosene still remains. I know, right? I don't think I could possibly burn through all of them. Let's see. So these doors are green. Should go check that red one. Hey, it's Barry! Struggling to read a thing?
Jill.
Barry, I didn't mean to get you that excited.
Right. Anyway, you should read this.
Researcher's will. A letter is slipped inside. Martin Crackhorn.
What do you make of it?
Well, I guess we were right about this mansion being quite unnatural.
You have a way with understatements.
You think? You think that this document is what confirmed
Where's the part
that?
that's torn off?
Well, my only guess is that it was the most important part, and somebody didn't want anyone to see it. Let's continue our investigation.
I'm gonna leave. You continue to investigate. I'm gonna go back to the dining room. Might be something there. I like how they changed the layout of this room. Oh, that's new. The insect design before, I was like, oh, that's really neat, and it was a really small puzzle before. Sorted fishing lures. Nothing unusual. This document confirms everything. I see. Maybe I need to put the lure away too. No. Someone was using this tank to raise a kind of creature? Various types of fish hooks. Yeah, this room is way more robust than 96. Barry was in the room I had the lockpick open. It's just a regular fish hook. It's a hook for fishing. Next game. I see. No. First try. Ooh, what's this? Oh, this is one of the really important puzzle items. Really? It's a live bee the whole time? Can they not do that? Are they serious with that shit? That's mean.
Oh, no, not the bees!
Good timing. I'll be able to get a clip from Wicker Man to play with that now that I got this whole system going. Dude, why was the bee so still? T-virus, right? We can describe any kind of... moving away from reality by just saying it's the T-virus's fault. you'd be surprised. Did you have a particular couple games in mind when you wanted that sound effect, Matt? Or you and Lisa? You have to use it in Donkey Kong Country, right? It wasn't like a particular video game B that I thought of. The B has Irish blood. That makes sense. Well, if it helps anyone sleep at night, I am still sufficiently freaked despite the game being on easy. The idea is be creeped out and, like, jump out of your seat every time a red zombie gets up. That's still happening whether they're actually going to make me repeat content or not. So... Alright, let's see. Go back in the big old hallway. There was a helmet key in that room on the end. Yeah, I'm still freaked. I'm still getting most of the experience. Is there anyone in this chat who plays a horror game blind on hard for the first time? I'm just curious what the experience you're going for is like. I really like this puzzle with the wood block. It's clever. It's a helmet door. Okay, actually, let me go ahead and mark this now that we're starting to narrow down doors. So, helmet door is room with fireplace, right, middle, 1F, up from understair safe room. I don't know, I guess I haven't really played much of Doom, but Doom games aren't really horror, right? Play games on a hard difficulty plane. I play action games on hard, so like I didn't mind playing on a harder difficulty in God of War, for example. If I had known about the upside down difficulty curve, I may have started on normal and then upgraded. But horror games, like, it seems like playing on hard is just time and mastery related. Doom 3 was that right? Because Doom 3 is the one where you couldn't have your flashlight out at the same time as your gun. I think I've said before, I'd rather games be more like Dark Souls and just not have a difficulty setting. Just say, this is the way we want you to play the game. But if they're going to go ahead and have discrete difficulty, like, let the player choose what they want. If you're going to let the player pick in the first place, let me pick. I want saving to be unrestricted, but I want the combat to be difficult. Or I want the combat to be easy, but I want to be careful with my saves, you know? Woe to those who disturb my sleep. No, it's not. Grate is in the way and you can't reach it. Push these. Sleeping night. Sleeping night. Puzzle here in 96 was to cover some vents so that poison gas wouldn't kill you. Yeah, we've had this conversation before, but I think the notion is that there is a difficulty setting in Dark Souls, and it's summoning and grinding for XP. Which is a lot more elegant, I think, than like a tick box. But I guess my point is, like, when you rely on the developer to arbitrarily associate a bunch of values like enemy damage, player health, enemy health, saving capability, carrying capacity, like, they're probably not going to get that right most of the time. At least not for every target player. I think summoning is the much more significant difficulty modifier for Dark Souls than grinding. Like, the entire game, almost all of the story is talking about summoning. All the NPCs are summonable. There's a lot of plot that you miss by choosing not to summon anybody, and it makes almost every boss fight in the game completely trivial. I could see, I guess, people being mad about not having that option with Sekiro. I think I'm gonna run down the stairs, save, and then press this button and see what it wants me to do, since it's not poison gas this time. Summoning fits into the universe. Oh, you did? Nice little fix. It's not a UI option that's like changing the way the game plays out. Very much so. Yeah, and it's also a lot easier to like when you do a boss fight in Dark Souls with a summoned ally, it's clear that the boss was not designed for you to do that, right? Like, it's designed to be challenging against a single player, so I can see that authorial intent in a single player encounter. When a game gives me 5 difficulty settings, I don't know what the authorial intent is. But sometimes it'll be nice if it pops up and it says, "We're the developers and we recommend you pick this one." I've seen a couple games will do that. This is the game as it was meant to be played. But I feel like in a lot of cases, difficulty settings are lazy. Instead of the developer actually tuning their game to what they want the experience to be, they rely on the player trying different difficulty settings until they find one that works. And if you're going to do that, you may as well give me discrete options like number of saves, amount of enemy health, amount of player health. Some games do that. I want to say Pillars of Eternity gives you all discrete difficulty settings. So does Darkest Dungeon, which is a pretty hard game. Hearts of Iron. Yeah, but speaking of WoW, the Mythic Plus system is pretty garbage. About lazy difficulty. Oh shit. Richard.
What happened?
Oh yeah, this is the guy at the snake room.
You're wounded.
Gotta go get him the serum from the other save room.
Is a killing zone. There are monsters.
What did this to you?
A big snake. And it had to be poisonous.
Poisonous? Richard, hold on.
Bring me serum. I saw some, but didn't bring any.
Neither did I.
I'll go and get it, okay? You're gonna make it.
Thanks.
I'm gonna try to anyway. To run through a bunch of red zombies now. Oh hey, it just tells you. Well, that's nice. Didn't do that in the first game. Just go biting snakes. Only bite snakes you do know? Is the moral? I think this is the only zombie that I've left alive. Mythic Plus is Diablo's Greater Rifts system clumsily hot glued onto World of Warcraft, and it's icky. Well, this is the thing that's happening. Alright, I'm close-ish to the staircase. I think I have to kill this thing. Oof. I really made the wrong call here. I did not know dudes are going to respawn like that. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Right, because this would be venomous. Yay, slow zombies. Let's never kill a slow zombie ever again. Just shuck and jive. It's so much easier to shuck and jive now that I don't have tank controls. Going back to tank controls is going to be fun when we get back to Resident Evil 2. Something behind that door now? God. Oh god. Oh god. They're much faster at descending stairs than I am! That's not cool! I'm gonna ask a question that's kind of a spoiler, but I'd really like to know the answer. There is a document in here that said that zombies get back up unless if you either burn them or shoot their heads off. If I use a shotgun to take out their head, or if I use the lighter and fuel canteen, can I keep them from respawning? I must. That makes sense. I was confused by it, like, oh, that's interesting lore that you have to burn them. I didn't think it would actually be a thing that we had to worry about. Okay, thank you for confirming. You can get the serum first. And I guess I'll get the shotgun out to kill this thing. So some of the zombies that I got a lucky headshot on earlier, it's gonna pay off. I kind of like that then. You have to choose whether you want to spend extra resources to keep a zombie dead, or just decide you can shuck and jive past it. Whoa. Come on. God damn it. There are two of them here? Not quite. Okay. It's one down. Yeah, I really like that. So you can choose to avoid zombies, and then they're going to be pretty much permanently easier to avoid if you decide to do that. Or you can take them out for good, but you're going to have to spend a lot of resources on it. Let's go get those shells out of the graveyard later. Go try to save Richard first. Oh, cool. New zombie, don't care. I think I want to go past him. That's cool. It's got a little stun gun thing. Teaser. I think I want to turn off that happening automatically. I want to have the choice to not do that. You press left bumper to trigger it. Not a big fan of fast zombies. Fast zombies are super jerks. Shoot him in the head. You ain't got time to smoke a bowl, right? Should listen to that again. We are technically kind of playing this in Kingdom Hearts at the same time-ish. Yeah, the dope-ass Disney train is the fun fucking part of the game. No, wait, this was the wrong room. Crap. He's gonna die because I forgot what room he was in. I should have written something down. Might be the one further down from here. Hey man. I was too late. I went pretty fast with it in 96. Wonder if I could have made it. I mean, he just talked to me when I got to him. What's all this crap written on the serum? Just like lorem ipsum English text? What a tragic fate for such a close friend. Don't see it as losing a companion, but instead as gaining a bottle of serum. Okay, so I think I want to save before I attempt this fight with the snake, because it gave me a lot of trouble last time. I guess he dies anyway. The fuck is that noise? Okay. Game really likes to freak me out. This guy respawn yet? Try to burn him, I guess. Do that first. Makes sense why there's fuel in the save rooms then, if that's how that works. Not taking any chances. Oh shit, that can hurt me. Well. News at 11. Fire hurts. Maybe this theme is almost identical to the 96 version too. I think I got it right on the first pass. Seems like the sound design end of it has been remastered well. That's something that really upset me about the Final Fantasy X remaster. Like, it made the soundtrack sound way worse. Okay, well, I probably want this for the snake battle. Short would be nice. That's not so bad. Bottom right. Oh, they were different. Bottom. You dumb zombie. You so silly. What a tragic fate for such a close friend. We have that weird, short little staircase with the bloody palm print on it. We are. Hey man, it's locked. Oh. Oh, and now I don't have the lighter with me. Bummer. Huh, they got rid of the cube. There's like a planetarium in this room before. Oh shit! That's not okay. In the secret room? Really? You gonna do me like that? Rude. Oh, there was just ammo in that space before, so... Yeah. I guess the number of times you need the lighter is pretty low in the campaign of 96 anyway. So we go grab the lighter. Can't fight the snake yet because we need the shield key first. Don't know how he got in there without it. Just having the indicator on the map of the way you're facing is a pretty big deal. I should probably just say screw it. I was able to dodge him once, but can I do it repeatedly through this hallway? That didn't work. It wasn't an instant headshot. That makes me very sad. I don't think I can headshot him when he's on the ground. It's too late. Well, I guess I'll bring the fuel with me, maybe. Shit. That's bad. Bad news bears. So I guess shotgun headshots are not guaranteed to take them out in this one. Maybe they are on the red zombie. Lighter, don't need this for a while, don't need this for a while. Hopefully. I should finish discarding the armor key, would be nice. I only have so many doors to check. Oh, I should save one in there. Not till it's at 0, I think, otherwise it's wasted. So, thematically, Resident Evil 7 has more in common with this game than it does with, like, RE4, right? It's kind of going for the more of the alien survival horror than the aliens horror action. There's a tight hallway, too. But it still feels pretty different from like the old school tank controls. And I still haven't solved that room. I'm worried about him becoming a zombie at some point, right? Wouldn't that be mean? I guess he died of poison and not of T-virus, but... Corpse is a corpse. Of course, corpse. Get off me. There's different body shapes of zombies in this one. What? There's another one in here now? How? Why? Okay, that's better. That's more like it. Okay, alright. Still a pretty high chance. Guess it's just not 100%. You take the musical score, okay. So I think what they've done with this remake, one of the things they did is there were cool little side rooms that had a puzzle that was mostly non-consequential, like the room with the moth didn't really matter. This room was a cool little secret, but it didn't really matter. Oh, that sucks. I should have grabbed it first and loaded my shotgun. I don't think I have another choice. Go back to Atari Adventure Rooms. Probably can't get past this guy easily, right? Oh, did he just follow me into the room? Oh, that's funny. I didn't even know that was possible. Alright, well, I might go try to grab those shotgun shells. Anyway, like I was saying, there were puzzles that like gave you extra acid rounds or pistol clips or something. It looks like they've made most of those puzzles mandatory now for the main plot, which I think is a good idea. I don't think I missed any of them. I think I did almost everything in RE1, practically 100%ed the Jill playthrough. That quick turn has to be a relic for if you're playing with the tank controls. It's actually slower than just pressing the stick in the opposite direction. I wonder what the technical reason for doing tank controls was in the first place. Oh, if I had just deposited the ink ribbon after saving. Son of a bitch. Alright, well, we'll save now. All those zombies are dead anyway. Yeah, I guess that's already a little janky, Yukupo. The way it works is that if I'm holding a direction, as long as I don't let go of that button, she'll keep moving forward when the camera angle shifts. I'm familiar with that from playing some other games. Ben, don't move the mouse on the screen. How many herbs am I sitting on? Oh man, I'm actually kind of burning through my shit. Oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought. Never mind. Oh my god, Ben. Can't get the cursor to dismiss unless if it's not active focus on the game. Every time Ben moves it, it moves over to the game. Kitties, you have an hour and 18 minutes to wait. So hungry. They don't know the meaning of food. I feel like, on the one hand, I really appreciate that the map has a "you are here" indicator, but on the other hand, I'm really dependent on it now. I knew where these places were in the first game because I had no choice but to learn it. Yeah, it's like there's about double the number of key items that you need in order to progress in this, it seems like, which I think is correct. Like, the puzzles are definitely the most interesting part. Puzzles and the exploration are the most interesting part of this genre for me. The combat, not so much. Ben. Please don't climb under there. It's cats. Okay, I might go grab the shotgun shells that are out in the graveyard. Okay, so we've got a red door that requires the helmet key in the top middle, a red door that requires a shield key in the bottom right, and that's just for the snake boss fight. I haven't scoped out that door that's down on the bottom, but that's probably, I think it's just the dog hallway. Probably go ahead and try the Don't Disturb My Slumber room. I guess I should do the things that I know are going to be productive first, so I'll go use the piano music first. It's kind of wild that this game only came out 6 years after the original. Like, you think about games that came out in 2013, right? And how different are they from games today? I think we've, I wouldn't say tapped out, but we're not going to be getting the equivalent of Moore's Law in the gaming design and graphics space for some time. Maybe that Google Stadia thing will do it. Who knows? They can actually put out playable games. Again, what are genres that can only exist right now because of the tech level? I guess Battle Royale. There's no way you would do 100-player multiplayer simultaneous battles and have it work back in the late 90s. I remember getting like 20 players on one screen in World of Warcraft and the game slowing to a crawl. Well, I hear that's still the case with World of Warcraft. Let's see. Bottom floor. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Stadia. Like I said, the least interesting thing about Stadia is the main thing it's being sold on right now, which is providing high-powered gaming machines to people that don't have them. I'm glad that that's happening. Market penetration is good. And more high-end games can get made if they're available to more people, but the changes in the developer space are what's really exciting for me. Alright, I'm gonna try to headshot this zombie if I can. it's gone. It's almost worse. Was the door on the end of this hall, right? My only concern about Stadia is that, like, VR has been out for, what, 5 years now, and no one's really made something that's incredible and demands VR. There's not a killer app yet. Beginning and last sections of the music are missing. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Digital ownership is already kind of a shit show, isn't it? Moonlight Sonata. I don't think VR needs to be a gimmick. Like, I think that it can eventually provide an experience that's not possible over a monitor. Just no one has made that experience yet. I think you can read sheet music. Well, no, you would never buy anything digitally with Stadia. You would pay for a subscription, right? That's the fear. .3D is a really good comparison. Chaos, I didn't think about that. Trevor's diary. 11 days have passed since arriving on the estate. How did I end up like this? A guy in a lab coat brought me a meager plate of food and said, "Sorry to put you through this, but it's for security reasons. Only two people that know the secret of this mansion, Sir Spencer and myself." Oh, this is new. Or lost my favorite lighter. Tiger Eyes Gold Emblem. Okay. Gotta get the other emblem to get past this, which fortunately isn't very far. I don't think 3D has any hidden potential. Like, I think that's the difference between 3D films and games and TVs and VR. I think it's a complete raw gimmick. But that's sort of the application people are using VR for right now, right? It's like, no one's really making an experience that has to be in VR to be enjoyed. And a lot of people are making experiences that have the equivalent of, if you go and watch a Marvel movie, there's like 2 or 3 requisite scenes that are supposed to make people with the 3D glasses giddy, but are often pretty lame. Okay, he threw the thing at the screen. It was like it came out of the screen, y'all. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm pretty annoyed at the whole situation with Facebook buying Oculus. That's super lame. But it sounds like they're doing this Oculus Quest thing where they integrate a computer into the headset so that you're not tethered. And I bet that's going to be, the killer app's going to require an untethered experience like that. I guess there's already folks saying that, like, VR is meant to be a thing that you do at, like, an arcade equivalent, that it's not something that you own. If you own a headset, you're like a crazy person that owns a arcade cabinet. Which I guess that's not completely unreasonable. There's some industry term for it, destination-based or something. That's cool. I mean, if arcades come back, that would be nice. Cool social experience. I was into them when I was a kid. It's like a bummer because right when arcades died, they developed an awesome revenue play model. Like, I'd much rather play per hour and have unlimited plays per machine than the dark ages when I was a kid of having to use quarters. I remember one time for my birthday, my parents went all out and gave me a $20 bill converted to quarters, and it was like I was the king. Nice. You ever read that subreddit, the people that like make money off Dave & Buster's? It's not worth it. I think they only make like $12 an hour, the equivalent of a $12 an hour job. But it's interesting that it's possible. Oh, Jim. Oh, weird. This is a new puzzle. Red gets stabbed in the head, green gets stabbed in the chest, I guess? Maybe that's the puzzle? Hey, thank you, Scarf. Appreciate that. It's either that or the inverse of that. Cool puzzle.
You're super awesome.
Alright.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Hey, we can go fight the snake. Right on. I like going to... There's a new trend of people opening Japanese arcades. There was that one in the Columbus Mall. I think I told the story about that. Kat and Donovan took us there when we went to visit Ohio. It made no sense. This like dirty, run-down, abandoned mall, and there's this like delightful Japanese arcade in the back because the rent there was basically zero. I've been to a couple of those. There was one in Vegas as well. Go play a bunch of like Japanese rhythm games. Or that rad table flipping game. If you haven't played that, you're missing out. Actually, if you ever go to Japan, make sure you save your train pass. Andrew and I failed to do this. Oh, you should totally go, Chaos. It was one of the highlights of my life. It was, I can't really describe this experience of like Kat taking us to this rundown derelict mall where like all the shops are shuttered and this giant, parking lot that's empty, and it's this really like frankly scary part of town, and just turning the corner and there's this huge blinking, glowing, loud sounds, loud music Japanese arcade. Kitties. Oh my god. Marty, you should not be up there. You are not a graceful kitty. You're gonna destroy something. Never thought to Google it. That's what happened to us. We were in Vegas with my brother and sister-in-law, and I was just like, I wonder if they have a Japanese arcade here. I feel like Vegas is a place where one would be, and there's totally one there. Free play days? Oh, cool. I mean, the two that I've been to both were at a very reasonable revenue model, where it was just like, you pay like $10 for an hour. That's great. I'm down. To play the table flipping game? And a bunch of crazy Japanese rhythm games? Report back if you go, Chaos. Oh my god, kitties. Turn on the cat cam here. Well, they just ran away, but they'll be back. I'll leave it on for a sec. Hey! D-Piece! Thank you! Oh man. I'm gonna set you back up. Console area and they serve beer. That's awesome.
You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
You are super awesome. The one I went to didn't have beer, but they did have, like, they had a room for every game console, and then the console had, like, a shitload of games on it. Marty, you are not a graceful kitty. You really need to get down from there. You're gonna cause an accident. Alright, so in 96 I didn't have to fight the snake. I just had to juke past it and get an emblem and then almost die on my way out. We're gonna try that. It might not be the way we're supposed to do it in this one. Oh wow, I didn't realize that key was only for the boss door. Kitties. Oh my god. You gotta chill out. What the hell? Oh wow, they made this room a lot more threatening in this one. Alright, shotgun shells. D-Piece, did you want to keep Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter on as your sub-block game? He's like a Tsuchinoko, even though he's so huge. He's like a really weird death mask, yes. It's interesting, there was an emblem in here before. Shit, I got turned around. I don't know where the exit is now. I think it's over here. Whew. That was significantly easier to juke than it was in 96. Snake is called Yawn? Huh. Cat cam's coming back on. Every time I go to press it, Marty thinks I'm getting up to feed him. False. Hi, Ben. Are you hungry, kitty? Alright, well I know where to take that mask, but I think I need to find 4 of them? So I'll go save first of all. Okay, sweet. Gotta get back in the Dragon Quarter. Excuse me. Meow. Meow. So what are you doing? Death mask. Death mask without a nose. Nothing unusual. Yeah, it's R word. Ben will usually meow angrily at me if I meow at him. This was around the point where I ran out of save points in 96. Yeah, apparently that JoJo mask is referenced a bunch in Castlevania. Castlevania has like several JoJo references. I guess they both owe each other something to each other. It's kind of a similar idea, right? Bloodline of vampire hunters. Sort of. Alright. Still need the helmet door. Sad about this door not being broken. They're kind of contemporaries, right? Because JoJo is super old. Wasn't the original JoJo manga from like the late 80s or early 90s or something? Castlevania 1 was 88 or 89? 87. Probably gonna die in this room. I'm gonna go ahead and try it though since I keep skipping it, and it looks like the puzzle's different than it was before. Started as horror, really. I honestly wouldn't know from looking at the like first episode of the anime. It's like, oh, this is like a weird adoption, family relations, Victorian England story. Oh wait, no. Other shit's happening. I see. I gotta get it now. So I think it still involves pushing the statues, but instead of blocking vents on the floor, we block vents on the walls. I didn't think it was letting me push it earlier. It's a question of order. Oh, it's a lights out puzzle. Interesting. This one probably has to be the last one because pushing it doesn't affect the other statues, I think. Now, I wonder if they only ever push out or if it reverses their position. I think it only ever pushes them back out. Alright, I should learn the rule. Top left pushes the right two out. Bottom left... Bottom right does what? Possibly the bottom left. Probably the bottom left. Bottom left does its 2 adjacent ones out. Okay, so let's see. And I think this one, does this one do anything? Which is in the diagonally opposite one. So this isn't to push those 2 out, so we want to push it in first. But I think this one pushes in both the ones on the left side, so I think that's actually bad. Let's see though. Oh, wait, it did reverse them. First try, calculated. Oh, there was a clue on the back wall. You didn't have to reinforce it. Whoops! I didn't see the paintings. Yeah, shield, axe, sword, spear, looks like. Nothing's happening. Oh, it's a puzzle box, so that's cool. Hey, it's another mask. Eyes, nose, or mouth? There were card suits. Oh yeah, I see. A spade. That's cool. Brute force heroes. We always save the day or something? Oh, dude, chaos. Rock and roll, man. I'll have to check it out if I'm in Denver. Not that far of a drive from here. Should see if there's one in Albuquerque. I guess I haven't Googled that yet. Santa Fe is a bit more of a hipster town. Maybe more likely to have it. Alright, hopefully I can place these masks to get them out of my inventory. That would be nice. Yeah, right on Googling it. May as well save. I think I only had 17 total saves in Resident Evil 96. Ugh. Yeah, it's like, make do with limited resources is tricky when you don't know how limited your resources are too, right? I think that works really well if you've played the game before and you know, okay, there's like, of order, 30 herbs in the game. Alright, let's go turn in these masks real quick. It's my safest way to do that, this way. I want to try to keep a safe path from the lobby into that save room. Actually, there's a loop all the way around. I need to find 2 more death masks. I still haven't solved the puzzle with the blue tiger eye. I still haven't opened all the armor doors. So I never played these games as a kid. Survival horror wasn't really my genre. I think I mentioned during 96 that I find it really interesting that survival horror is so closely linked with this kind of puzzle style of gameplay. Like it's almost... You almost can't find any games in this genre that don't have puzzles like this. But anyway, I did have some friends in high school who played survival horror, and I would occasionally watch them. And it always felt to me like, how can you solve these things blind? Like, some of them are so goofy and arbitrary. But so far in, was it Silent Hill 2, Resident Evil 1, I don't think we've gotten stuck yet. So that's cool. I guess Silent Hill gives you a separate puzzle difficulty rating. And I did kind of get stuck on the one puzzle in, what was the game? In 96 because the localization was wonky. That seems like that's a good idea. Let's keep doing that. The mask fits perfectly. Good. Good. This is a good idea. This is an idea that is sensical. Definitely not making the biggest mistake of our lives. Let's go find the other death masks. I'm sure it's just coincidental blood. Yeah. I'm sure that's not an issue. Nothing to worry about. Alright, I'm gonna try to find more locked doors that I can open and maybe kill some more of the red zombies. This is 2F, right? It's a creepy angle. Oh, right. I remember this space now. This is where you get the bazooka. I get that it's a table made of glass. I don't want that. I want the thing that's on the table. There we go. Doesn't look too hot. Okay, now it's a grenade launcher instead of a bazooka. That makes more sense. The hell was that? Oh, it's my friend! Lame. I was surprised that never seemed to happen in 96. Is he nursing a ficus plant or something? Alright, balcony area is done. The fact that I didn't blow his head off doesn't matter, because he shouldn't be getting back up ever, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And I already got the herbs that were out here. So I think I'm gonna go deposit that stuff and then we'll go scope out more locked doors on the other side of the building. Ben is sitting immediately behind the monitor right now. He has the power to pop his head underneath it and power it down if he wants to be a jerk. You fill up the fuel canteen from in here. Only a little bit left. 3 refills. I think there's been I've only seen 2 save rooms where there was a canteen in both of them. Or a jug in both of them, I guess you could call it. Hey, Marty. Alright, let's go get rid of this armor key. Go make the very good decision of putting 4 masks on that coffin. I hope there's actually nothing threatening inside of it. Like, at this point I'm kind of hoping for that hilarious puzzle from Silent Hill 2 with the box that's locked like 9 times, and on the inside is just a single strand of hair. You're like really kind of freaking out at, God, what is this thing? It's really creepy. Oh, it's hair? Okay. That's weird. Probably have to go through the dog hallway. That maybe jump. I don't know why I'm jittery. I'm pretty sure this area is safe. Killed everything. Finally, it's the dog hallway. I wouldn't say the dog hallways are cliche. Helmet keys, and okay. I guess once I throw out the armor key, I'll know that any remaining locked doors must be from the helmet key. So much easier to keep track of in this game. Fortunately, that guy can't get out of that room. There's no reason for me to waste bullets killing him. Let's see if we get dogs this time, because we didn't the first time. Played in my expectations. There's just never dogs at all. That's so much better. I love it. I guess there could be a puzzle in the dog hallway, right? I didn't think to check for that. At this camera angle. Talk about mean. Oh, there is a puzzle in the dog hallway. Interesting. Oh shit, now there's dogs. Puzzle is, where are the dogs? See how much more tolerable they are now that I have auto aim. There are the dogs. Yeah, because remember the trick with this room, I don't think there ever actually was anything of consequence in this hallway. But there was a pushable furniture, and I think pushing the furniture is part of what initially triggered the dogs to spawn in. It was a neat way to trick you into thinking there was a puzzle. They were let out. But who did it? Who could do such a thing? Science has not yet answered the question. They're so much better with auto-aim. That's a scary sound. I don't think that was here last time I was in this hallway. There might be a red zombie in one of those rooms. There were dogs out here in the... Oh yeah, they're on the other side of the gate. Think they can jump over the gate at me, maybe? Just fertilizer for later. Doo-doo. Oh, you... Coming from off screen. So reasonable, mean. Maybe I can target that. Alright, it's good to know there's some kerosene out here too. I wonder why they made that door one way only. I guess to force you to go through the dog hallway. I should have grabbed that first. Well, I think I'm just going to pick all this stuff up and deposit it. I should be able to. I mean, I have to do a loop one way, but I don't have to go the long way to get to the save room. I think. Oh god. There is two of them. There is several of them. It's worse than dogs in that case. Alright, this is the Jill sandwich room. So much for getting through here for free, right? And I'm not looking forward to hunters in this game. I hope they don't follow the same rules as the red zombies. Shouldn't have filled... Well, I guess I didn't know that there was going to be kerosene out there, because I only have the one canteen. I'm doing an item run, so I should give myself as much space as possible. I don't need the key for it right now. I'll make sure I get it back, though, when I come back. Gotta go out and then down. Should get used to this loop. I think the doorknob works twice. That's it. The fact that they move the typewriter out of this room don't confirm this speculation, but I wonder if they did that very intentionally. Like to have some bullshit happen in there later. Because as far as I know, there's never any danger in a room with a typewriter. Maybe they want to stick to that rule. Just the one dog, huh? Alright. I'm down with it. That's one of the meanest camera angles I've ever seen. It's just all the way on your face. Oh shit. I thought it would have attacked me last time. This game's definitely getting me in the jump scare department so far. Get off me. Oh god, auto aim. Oh, dogs are so brutal. Without it. I don't think the fertilizer was out here before. Salmon. Chemical agents to destroy plant growth. Oh. Well, that makes sense. I was always kind of puzzled by that in the first game. That's got lorem ipsum text. Really? You guys couldn't find one person who spoke English? Whatever. Alright, well there's zombies in this hallway now. I need to go this way to explore more stuff, and I've got the inventory space for it. So maybe the reason I didn't get the headshot before... How many of them are there? Oh my god, there are 4 of them? Jeez. So much worse than dogs. Now that there's the red version. The guy that I got the headshot on, I must have not let him get close enough and grazed him or something. Shit, like that guy. Alright, I need to burn him. Let myself get stressed out. Made a poor decision. I'm gonna try to burn that guy right away, since there's kerosene right outside. Oh, there's one quick room I can check, I guess. Spencer family emblem is engraved on the doorknob. Oh, shit. This guy I can't get past without shooting him. Armor? Oh, right, I just... Shit, that's right. I just dropped that key off thinking I don't need it. Well, I can drop off the herb and the fertilizer, and then do another loop around. Need more shotgun shells. I don't think I left any behind from the early game. Alright. Gotta be somewhat quick about this. So I lose any inventory space I would have had because I have to spend it now on the lighter and... Oh, I wonder if the incendiary grenade launcher rounds auto-burn a zombie. So it makes sense. Actually, I guess that's just a trivial mechanical question. I can ask that directly. Does anyone in chat know? Will the incendiary bazooka rounds finish off a zombie? Prevent them from respawning. So far, I like this game way better than 96. It improves on virtually all of the things that I was frustrated with in the first game. And I was trying to give 96 its fair shake. Like, it's not a bad game, it's just that it's more important than it is good, and it has a lot of elements that haven't aged well. But this game, if you told me that it came out 3 years ago, I would have believed you. Yeah. I don't know if it's a better remake so far than Metroid Zero Mission, which is currently my top of all time. But it's pretty high up there. Yeah, the degree of polish is astonishing. They didn't have to polish it this much, I guess, is part of it. They could have just called it a remaster and made the graphics slightly nicer and called it a day. Did I forget the key? Forgot the key. Oh, I got another loop then. I guess I can put away the canteen and save myself another inventory slot. Yeah. GameCube wasn't that bad of a system, right? It just focused on 60 frames per second. Square Enix does, they barely have to do anything. I see, so the zombies do despawn if they're never coming back. Got it. Yeah, like every Final Fantasy re-release. Yeah, right? I wonder how they made it look so good. I think Yukipo's probably onto something that even if it's not, if the backgrounds aren't pre-rendered, like the fact that they have complete control over the camera angle lets them probably cheat some stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure that crazy swinging chandelier from earlier with the shadow must have been pre-programmed. I don't think that that was real-time rendering of the shadow. More powerful than the PS2. For some reason I have an icky feeling about the original Xbox. It's not a very professional term, but it felt unofficial. Baked lighting, a lot of faux 3D details. Yeah, I struggle to believe that the lights on that chandelier, or especially the lights on the candles in the manor, like they were so proud of those candle lights that they're basically the box art for this game on Steam. Is just the angle looking in the lobby with the candles in the foreground. They still look incredible. Hi, Ben. Hi, Ben. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel like a cash grab. There are a couple Final Fantasy re-releases that feel like cash grabs. Hey, Serp, how's it going? You know, it probably wouldn't work because it strains credibility, and, well, I guess Resident Evil is marginally more grounded in reality than Minecraft. But if I had the ability to, on a reasonable, like, 10, 20, or even 30-minute cooldown, access my Ender chest from anywhere, that would solve a lot of my frustration with the limited inventory eventually just being a time sink. Nice. Ooh. Done a couple beholder fights. But I usually cheat. I do that whole you want to do a beholder fight, do it in the very first adventure. Then I have to do like a baby beholder that they can possibly handle, right? It's not quite as challenging. They persevere. Oh hey, the painting room. Bring the light of truth to the three spirits. Valiant wearing a bracelet. They changed the puzzle in here. Sage wearing a necklace. Picture of a saint wearing a crown. I like how the unique layout of the room is still the same. It almost makes you wonder if they actually built this from scratch or if they used like the skeleton of the original game. It's so close. I wonder if the solution's the same, like you still press the buttons in the same order even though the options are different. Lisa, protected by the three spirits. Picture of a woman wearing a bracelet, a necklace, and a crown. There's a switch at the bottom of the picture. So green crown, purple necklace, red bracer. Oh, my only options are yellow. Maybe they... Oh, it changes the color. That's a better puzzle, because the puzzle in the first game like was tricky to reset, and I think you had to leave the room to reset it, but it didn't tell you if that worked or not. Fighter got turned into a statue twice. Bart got paralyzed. Well, I mean, if you want to put your party of level 5 players against a, level 14 beholder, it's arguable whether you're a good DM or not, unless if you're intending on them to run away. But even then, like, deep red. Oh, and then there's other colors on the back, because there's only 3 paintings. That's cool. I like that. Pure white. That's cool. I like that much better than the original puzzle. Purple necklace, green crown, orange bracer. Nice, Yukipo, that's always a dream. Cool, Leon. Oh, there's a death mask puzzle. That's cool. I don't know if I want to go out here. It's cool that the portrait room leads to outside, but I'm a little scared. Oh! Oh! Okay, it's just a shortcut. Don't have to go through the dog hallway anymore. Kick their ass and cut off their arms. Dude, I really enjoy my augment setting as a way for me to have more lethal campaigns. So, like, character class and stats are bound to an object. When the character dies, they drop the object and someone else can equip it. But that Sekiro Shadows Die Twice hollowing mechanic, where whenever the protagonist dies, everyone else wastes away, is such a cool concept for tabletop. I might want to do not a Sekiro game, but just rip that off in my own setting and say, hey, you guys can resurrect however many times you want, but every time you do, all of your friendly NPCs are gonna have a bad day. I think there were dogs in this hallway originally. God, Ben, stop moving the mouse. I don't even know why the cursor displays in the first place. Most games are pretty good about that. Later, Leon. Good time. So let them beat them. I thought you were saying let them kill them. I think it's really important to communicate to players. If this is true in video games as well as in Fire of the Accursed Coffin. Oh, that's different. But I still have the wind emblem. It's really important to communicate to your players when a situation is intended to be unwinnable. So I've done that by having the enemy do like 9,999 damage in D&D, right? That kind of communicates to them, oh, I'm not supposed to be able to beat this, okay? Because I've played video games where there's a fight that's meant to be unwinnable, but it's not super clear that it's meant to be unwinnable, and it can be really frustrating for the player as a result. Alright, I probably have to do stuff on the left side where I left behind a bunch of red zombies. And go turn in the mask, right? It's through here. Let's go make a good decision and put another mask in that room. There used to be a lot of saber die. What's the big danger with Disintegrate? In 5e, you can't res normally. Or it just does a shitload of damage. Chance to insta-kill. Shadows going down this hallway and the mechanical sound keeps freaking me out that there's like a creature down here. Has no mouth, must scream. Automatic kill if you get to 0, right. Is death in 5e still negative bloodied? Negative half health? Alright, time to go to the scary part. That's like the way it worked in 3rd edition. Die at 3 failures, stabilize at 3-1. So on average, you're probably going to survive for at least 3 rounds. It's a pretty long time to get back up. Does additional damage below 0 do anything? Oh, I see. That makes sense. Is there, like a recommendation to the GM to generally avoid downed enemies? I remember that was a thing in the 4th edition DMG, was like, don't be an asshole. It didn't say it that way, it was just like, monsters generally don't bother with enemies that have introduced to 0 hit points and try to take everyone out. Melee enemy with 2 attacks can murder an unconscious character at will. Sure. Do attacks automatically hit against a 0 HP or lower character? Wonder if they got rid of all the crests except for the wind crest. That would be interesting. Right. Does a small heal still immediately return you to 1 hit point and then heal you? Hmm. Oh, there are no negative hit points in 5e. Okay. So there's dying state, and then a number of failed throws beyond dying state. Does the failed throw count reset when you recover at least once? Natural 20. Okay, so that biases things further in the player's favor. And I imagine that there's occasional magic items and class abilities that give you a bonus on death saving throws. Not that you'd want to build for that, but... I ripped off Guild Wars 2 for my death rules. So between 0 and negative bloodied HP, you're downed. You can only take 1 action. One of those actions is you can always throw a rock at somebody, dealing 1 damage guaranteed. And if you manage to kill anything while you're downed, you rally and get back up. And depending on how smart the party is, you can usually position yourself near one of the those digital minions I run that have no hit points and be able to hit them with a rock. That makes sense, sir. I made it all shiny. It's interesting. I think your heart rate changes as you progress through the game, maybe? It looks like that's faster than it was originally. Okay, I've got a ton of red zombies back here. About to have a not fun time. Several doors that I have marked on the map that I've never even found yet. It's the one that goes downstairs to the kitchen, right? I think I randomly, through luck, headshot the zombie that found me down here. So I don't think it's going to be back. Something's down here, though. Oh no, it's just gross. Never mind. Oh, that guy's more than just gross. I don't have the thing to burn him, though. Dragons are smart. This is just the piano room, right? Not necessarily. There's a lot of, like, aberrations that are really smart. Like beholders. Definitely wouldn't call them humanoid. Oh, really? There's many discussion about how it's a dominance trait in 5e not to heal people. Ha. Yeah. But I can see why people would think that. You get more bang for your healing buck if there's no HP below 0. There's a dead raven in the birdcage. Guys freak me out. This room freaks me out. Yeah, exactly. That must be something they didn't really think about at Wizards. But to be fair, I think it worked the same way in 4th edition, that if you were at negative hit points and received any source of magical healing, the first point of healing restored you to 1 health. And then every other point raised you higher from there. I think there's a... Yep, there is one. Didn't press my dagger in time. I guess I gotta turn the auto trigger back on. Don't move your... Don't stand up like that. That's so creepy. Ugh. Hey, Ratchet. How you doing? I think there was another one in this hallway, wasn't there? No, it wasn't there. I gotta go down this way, though. I think that one is the tiger room. Helmet key. Left side. Good to know. Nothing else that matters in that hallway. I guess there's the save room below. With some doors that I haven't scoped yet. Maybe I should pop down there. It's the only way. Making sure. I thought I headshot a guy that was down here before. Suspicious window shot, right? Unjust hate? I haven't heard of any unjust hate. I've heard that this is the most lauded remake, that it got an insanely high Metacritic score, and that people say it's the best non-action traditional Resident Evil game. Dang, I guess people can get mad about anything. I guess there wasn't kerosene in here, was there? Should probably save it. Alright, I don't think we're gonna get much further than this room in 3 minutes, but I might pop out real quick and see what I can find. Chris can't use the grenade launcher. Interesting. for the first. I don't know. I think this game is like Metroid Zero Mission. It just improves on the original in every conceivable way so far. Yeah. Similar in this one too. Awesome cinematography. Yes, absolutely. Or taser shits. I'm actually going to turn the auto block grabs back on. So I thought there would be a button prompt for it, but I think you might just have to mash LB if they get close to you. Yeah, like the first time you go in the dog hallway, there's a fake out. Thought that was great. I remember this room. All right. Yeah, we're not going to be able to. I don't want to save again another 2 minutes, so I think we'll wrap there. Future Marstead, if you watch the VOD for whatever reason, just leave outside that save room and explore the rest of this area. It's not too far out of your way.